What is going on? Welcome to this week's episode of the Second of Strength podcast. If you've been around a while, I am grateful you're here again, using your valuable seconds to, be with me, get a little bit better, feel a little bit better out of your life, move forward in your life. If you're here for the first time, welcome, grateful you're here. This is where we talk about all things 1 second of strength. I believe you have the power in 1 second to change your life, to overcome the challenges you're facing, to move forward with your life. And that's what we talk about on this show. And whether you are a mom, a dad, an entrepreneur, a teenager, this is designed to help you get to where you want to be in your life, help you accomplish and achieve what matters most. And so, and if you don't know me, my name's Tanner. I speak in schools all over the country and other events, helping people overcome the challenges they're facing. So excited you're here. Today, we're going to talk a little bit about purpose. Purpose is one of those interesting things that I think that a lot of people are struggling with. What's my purpose? What am I here for? What am I supposed to be doing? How do I accomplish whatever it is? And I think that a lot of people are lost in that. And I want you to first know that one of the great myths in life is that you have to have it all figured out. And you just don't. You don't have to have it figured out. I've got a teenager who is getting ready to go to school here in a little bit. It's crazy having a child who is about to graduate, but she doesn't know what she wants to do yet, and it's really stressing her out. The reality is I am in my 40s now, 44 years old, and I don't know what I want to do with my life. The reality is, as you look back, there's all these stepping stones of life that lead you to where you are today, but there's going to be more stepping stones that are going to push you forward to get to where you want to go. And, I think if you look at me, you might, if you follow me on Instagram, you might go, man, your life purpose is to help teenagers and speak in schools, help them overcome social media. And yeah, that's one of my purposes. Is it my ultimate end goal life purpose? I don't know. I don't think so. I think that there's a lot more runway to go. There's a lot more people to help. What I do know is that I feel a deep sense of purpose to help other people, to help you be happier, to reach your goals, to help you grow. And so I do think that's a purpose, but who that person is supposed to be that I'm supposed to help, it's you. I don't know. I don't know who you are. I don't know where you've been. I don't know where you're going, but I'm here to help you. And so, it's okay to not know what your life purpose is. You don't know, you don't have to have it figured out. We are all trying to figure this out. One of the great things in life is no matter where people are in their journey, and it's easy to compare yourself to other people on social media. I think we all do it and we all fall into that trap, but I think it's easy to look at other people and go, man, they've got it all figured out. That's BS. Nobody has it figured out. Everybody is trying to figure out as they go. Even the most successful people you see on social media or who you believe is successful, they have no idea what they're doing. I have no idea what I'm doing. We are just figuring it out one day at a time. I think the difference is that some people, even though they don't have it figured out, keep moving forward regardless. And so wherever you're at, keep going, keep moving forward. You will figure it out over time, and you'll find these little passion projects over time that may turn into your life's goal, what you need to accomplish, who you're trying to help, who you're trying to serve. And that's great. But if you don't have it figured out, great. That doesn't matter. You will figure it out over time. And I think that's one of the great myths that we just kind of have to overcome in our minds. But there is I actually don't know where this is found. It's Japanese or somewhere, but there's something called Ikigai. And it's this model of your passion. And Ikigai, if you break down the words in I should have looked where they're from, Japanese, it says it means life and gai means worth. So what is your life worth? What is your life purpose? What is your life benefit? What are you trying to accomplish? And there's this simple model of, well, what do you love? What is something that you love? So that'd be the first thing I would ask you. What do you love? The second thing I would ask you is, what are you really good at? Is there something that you're really good at or that you want to learn? And what is that thing? The third thing is, what does the world need? And then lastly is, what can you be paid for, which is a subset of all of it. But I think it's an important if you want to turn your life's mission, your life's passion into something that you can be paid for. But like, if you can think of those things and kind of put those in a little quadrant, then what you find is your Ikigai. You find your life's purpose. So what do you love? And it's interesting because I think that we've all got these things that we love. I think that we've all got these passions. I think sometimes we're too scared to pursue our passion for whatever judgment, because people, I don't know. A lot of it's, I think it's limiting beliefs within ourselves. It's putting ourselves out there, and it's scary. What if someone rejects us? What if someone rejects us? And then, the greatest fear of all humankind is, well, what if someone rejects me and then I'm not loved? And now you kind of go, but what if the thing I love is something that other people don't love about me, and I think there's something really scary there. But the reality is, if it's something that you're passionate about and it's something that you're good at and it can serve other people, then it's something that's worth pursuing. Because when we pursue things that we love and that we are passionate about, then we find this deep sense of meaning within our life. And so if you think about this quadrant, right, and you look at what you love and what you're good at, well, that's your passion. If you look at what you love and what the world needs, that's a mission. What mission can you use? And the greatest thing of finding your passion, finding your purpose, really is, what can you do in the service of other people? And if you can serve other people with what you love and what you're good at, then you will always be happy. And that's it. So what does the world need? How can you serve other people? And, there's a couple of questions that were asked, that you should ask yourselves, and just think about them. If you're not driving, then write them down. If you are driving, maybe pause after each one of these questions and just think about it for a second. But the first question is this: when you look at the world, what gives you pain and what makes you want to fight for change? What is it? What gives you pain? What makes you want to fight for change? And one thing that I'm very passionate about in that is helping teenagers overcome the negative effects of social media, helping you overcome the negative effects of social media. I think that is one of the things that is limiting people on an individual level from becoming who they can become. So I feel a need to fight that. I feel a need to help teenagers overcome that. That's something that is really important to me. The second question is this: what have you personally experienced in your life that you would want to pass on to the world around you? What are these things that you have felt that have happened to you that you want to make sure people know about so that it can help them? Whether that is, I think a lot of people, it's fitness. I've changed my life because of exercise and fitness and that type of well-being, and I want other people to know it. The social media is filled with those people. If it's, something like, maybe you've overcome some really tough mental challenges. Maybe you've overcome a trauma and you want other people to be able to overcome that same trauma. You want to pass that on to the world. Maybe it's, you're someone who's never quit and never give up, and you want other people to feel what it's like to keep going and finally arrive at the place that you can arrive at. Maybe that's your mission, your purpose. The next question is this: if you could sum up the difference you want to make in the world in 3 words, what would it be? What would be the 3 words that you could sum up that you want to make the difference in the world? I wrote this down years ago, and mine was live, love, and inspire. I wanted to live life. I wanted to love people, and I wanted to inspire. Today, would that change? I don't know. I'd have to think about it maybe, but the reality is who I am hasn't fundamentally changed. I still want to inspire people. I still want to help people be better. I still want to help people grow. And so what are those 3 words that you want to use to make a difference in the world? And then how do you use those 3 words, whatever those are, in a sentence to paint a picture of what your passion might be, of what your purpose might be? Years ago, I wrote down, fill people with happiness by inspiring them to live their best life. And I don't think that my mission, my passion, my drive, who I am has fundamentally changed from that. I might talk more social media today and helping people overcome the negative effects of that. I might talk about distractions, but at the end of the day, I want to inspire people to live their best life, a life that they truly, truly love, so they can arrive and achieve what matters most. I mean, I think that's it, So look at those questions. What are the things in your life that, you feel that there's something going on in the world that you want to fight for, that you want to change? What have you personally experienced that you want to spread to the world in a positive way that would just infect people with goodness? What are the 3 words that you want to make a difference in the world, and how do you use those words in a sentence that would help other people? And what we're trying to do is really just tease out your purpose. What is your Ikigai? What is that thing that can change your life and change the lives of people around you? That's what purpose is to me. What is going to change your life and change the life of people around you? Because and what I think is really important is this. I think a lot of time it's like, I need to go find my purpose. I need to go out and find what it is that I'm passionate about, find what it is that I can help people. And we're always trying to go out and find this purpose. And I think the reality is that you don't go out and find it. You don't find it out there. You find it in here. You find your purpose inside of your heart. You find it inside of you because you are the one who has lived your life. You are the one who knows. And the reality is, and I think Jay Shetty talked about this at one point, that it's not about going and finding your purpose. It's about aligning yourself with your purpose inside of you. And that's why at the very beginning of this, I said, well, I don't know if I found my purpose. I keep pushing, I keep growing. And because I feel like I'm very aligned with who I am and what I'm trying to accomplish and trying to help people. But at the same time, I feel a little bit that there's a little bit of a sway there. And there's a little bit of a fight within me to continue to push and continue to find more people to help in a different way. And so, I don't know that I found it, but I'm continually trying to work within me to align myself to a purpose that I can get out of me. And that's what I hope that you can accomplish, is look inside of you. What is inside? We talk about self-worth. We talk about self-care. We talk about, self-improvement. We talk about, all these different things with ourself. And the question is, do you really know yourself? Do you really know what's inside of you? And I think we need to sit with that for a minute. And if you're feeling off balance in your life and you're feeling kind of unstable with what's going on, sometimes the answer is because we're trying to look outward for the things that we should find inward. We're trying to look outward for the things that we should find inward. Because purpose, while the goal is, I think, to help other people, and when we are in service of other people, then our purpose is fulfilled in a really, really deep and meaningful way. But we don't go outside of ourselves to find that purpose. We've got to find it inside. And, I think that part of that is scary, right? Again, I mentioned earlier that I think that we have this fear of, well, what if I'm rejected? What if it's not, something that's sustainable? What if it's not something that I don't know, or people are going to judge me for it or whatever? And first of all, I would say this: people are going to judge you no matter what. Everybody judges people, and in the worst ways, right? In the best ways and the worst ways, I guess I should say. But part of human nature is being judgmental. Part of human nature is looking at other people and judging them against ourselves and the things that we would do or we wouldn't do, or how could that person do that, or why is that person doing that? And if you spend any time on social media, if you post anything on social media, if you've amassed any amount of followers more than yourself, then whatever you post on social media is going to be judged by other people. I posted a post the other day and it said something about, that your teenagers, if you're a teenager, you should tell your mom all the things. And you wouldn't believe the amount of hate I get for not saying dads. And I think people don't look deeper and be like, well, isn't he a dad? Doesn't it matter? And of course I want my daughter and my sons to trust me. Of course I want them to trust me with the things, and I believe I can help them with things, but because of the way I phrased something, because of the way I said something, all of a sudden I'm judged against it. Well, I can either shell up, I could close down my Instagram account and hide from the world because now people are judging me and judging, my passion or my purpose or whatever it is. Or I can brush those things off and move forward anyway. If you are going to step out into your purpose and into your passion, then be ready for people to judge you for what it is. But when we talk about self, when we talk about who we are and what we're trying to accomplish in the world, it doesn't matter what other people think. It matters what you think, and it matters how you show up for the people that you are trying to serve. Ultimately, somebody needs you. Somebody needs your purpose. Somebody needs your passion. Somebody needs your mission. Somebody needs you the way you are to show up in in their life the way you are with your purpose, your passion, and you'll help those people in a huge way. And there's going to be people who will judge you, and those people don't matter. And so we've got to recognize that. But one of the things that I heard one time is that if you want to go after your purpose, what matters most, go after and help other people. It can be really scary to get outside your comfort zone. But somebody once said, the best way to do that is to get out of your comfort zone with your strengths. And I thought about that a lot over my life. And I think about how far I've come in stretching my comfort zone. And the truth is that every time I've stretched my comfort zone, I've done it with strength. Even going back to the very first time that I felt this desire to be on a stage. Well, I was really scared of public speaking, but what I wasn't scared of was playing the guitar. What I wasn't scared of was singing. What I wasn't scared of, and if you didn't know that, I used to write songs. I haven't for a long time. I probably need to get back to it, but I've written a lot of songs, and I loved playing my music on a stage. And so getting on a stage was scary. Certainly from a public speaking perspective, it was scary. Getting on a stage with a guitar in my hand, that wasn't scary. I could do that. I could push into my comfort zone with something that I was really, really strong at, really, really good at. And then I could continue on. And then it was like getting rid of the guitar. Then it was, all these different ways that I was able to stretch beyond where I was at, And then if I'm standing on a stage in front of teenagers or a business or whatever it is, well, I already know that I have the fundamental strength of standing on a stage, but I did it with something I was really comfortable with. So think about your purpose. Think about what you really love to do and what you're really good at, and lean into that. And one thing I would say is that when you find what you're really good at and what you love, I want you to think that it always is in the service of other people. So if you think about that for a second, you think about, I don't know, I'll take a simple one. Like maybe you love playing the piano and you're really, really good at it. Well, I think the love, yes, it's playing the piano, but what you really love is making beautiful music. What you really love is making beautiful sounds, and the way your hands go together and the way they can, as they say, tickle the ivories, and you can move up and down the keys and you're making this beautiful music. What you're feeling is this synchronicity. Is that a word? Synchronicity. You're in sync with your mind, your spirit, your hands. And what the world needs is that. The world needs beautiful music. The world needs to feel that emotion that comes from you playing the piano. So you can see how these things really work together in a really good way. Maybe what you love is teaching other people, and maybe you're just a great teacher, you're a storyteller, and maybe that's what you're really good at. And what the world needs is we need really good storytellers who can teach our youth, who can teach, other people to be better. Well, those are the ways that we look at what we're good at, what we love, and we tie it to something that the world needs, because people need to feel emotions. People need to feel motivated. People need to be able to grow and get to where they want to go. There is some studies I've been looking at recently with students, and if they're engaged in school, and how hope and what they want, what they believe and have hope in the future looks like, and how engagement is tied to that. Well, engagement comes from parents and teachers showing up in the right way. Well, that is what the world needs. The world needs you to show up in the right way and tie it to what you love and tie it to what you're good at. So anyway, I hope this helps you a little bit. You don't have to have it all figured out right now, wherever you're at, and if you're a high school senior getting ready to move off into college and trying to, go do your schoolwork. If you are a mom, if you're a dad, you don't have to have it all figured out. But the key is to look inside of you at things that you're passionate about, things that you really love to do. Look at aligning inside before we go outside and try and let other people tell us who and what we should become. Because I think the world is way too filled up with that. We're online, we're on social media, we're putting things out there. We're hoping that one thing gets more likes than another thing. And, if it gets more likes, then we lean into that. And like the world is becoming a place where we look outward for for people to validate or tell us what our purpose and our passion should be, but it's got to come inside. And if you start inside, you'll find the right people outside. But if you start outside, you probably won't find the right person inside. I hope that helps you today, wherever you're at. If you haven't done so already, it helps me a ton. If you just take 1 minute, 1 second, and go scroll down on wherever you're listening to this and leave a rating and review. If you put a 5-star on it, and that's all you can do, take 1 second, put 5 stars on it. Really helps me a lot. If you leave a review, helps other people know that they should be listening to this. And it always helps as well if you share this with one other person. You could share it to your social media stories. You could just text it to somebody. But if there's somebody in your life who you think might need this message, and give it a quick share. Helps me a lot, but more importantly, helps a lot of other people. So that's it. Hope this helps you. I hope that you are looking inward for your passion. And I'll leave you the same way I always leave you. Go find your 1 second of strength and be happy.